Thanks for joining me today, Holly. Could you please introduce yourself and tell me about a time when your 4-H program made modifications based on a request from a parent or a program that you were offering?
Sure. Thanks for inviting me in. I'm Holly Lurson. I am the 4-H educator here in Langlade and Lincoln counties. We have worked with families in the past in various programs with making adaptations. One specifically was summer camp, where we had, as educators, we had a conversation with a family who wanted to send their child to camp who was on the autism spectrum and wanted to know if we would feel comfortable with the child coming to camp. And then also together, once we realized, yeah, no doubt, send them to camp. What are the expectations? What can we do to help the young man be successful at camp, have a positive experience? And everything from, conversations with just getting to know the child through the parents, like maybe what are a few triggers that when we see things or hear things happening, how do we kind of steer him back away from those so he doesn't have a negative experience. Also, we talked about what makes him happy, so we could have a few items that would make him feel comfortable at camp. And then we worked with a few of our camp counselors. We asked for volunteers that would be with that camper full time. So we had a group of 4 counselors who rotated shifts, that there is always a 1-to-1 ratio with a counselor and that young man. And we always had one of our adult staff that was nearby, that, and that too rotated out throughout the day, so that way it wasn't too stressful on any one person, but yet we had an extra set of eyes on that youth to make sure that, yes, he was feeling comfortable at camp. We encouraged him to do as many of the activities that the campers were doing with our camp schedule. And if he didn't feel comfortable, then there was freedom to do a different activities, take a walk, go down by the lake and splash your feet in the water for a while, or go draw. He loved to draw. So sometimes instead of going on a nature hike where he didn't feel quite comfortable hiking in the woods, he would rather sit and draw, and that was okay. So there was an experience there. It allowed him to get away from home. It was the first opportunity for him to attend camp. And it also gave mom and dad a little bit of a break, and we were able to provide that. And we felt good doing that. And, with a few other accommodations, he didn't like loud noises. So when we were in the lodge for like skit night, he really didn't want to be in there and be a part of that. So we took turns outside with him. He liked playing games outside on the blacktop or taking a walk. So those are accommodations that were very easy that we could make. One other accommodation working with the family was regarding food. He's kind of a picky eater, and that's okay. We have lots of picky eaters at camp, but we also made modifications that the parents provided what he enjoyed to make sure he had plenty of food that he enjoyed. And then also things like a blender, so we can make things a little more palatable for him. And some of his favorite drinks and things, very easy to accommodate. We just knew we had a bag in the kitchen, back room of the kitchen, that we could go and get those pieces for him. So that way he would be healthy and restored to have a full day at camp with our meals and that. So it's very easy to make accommodations in 4-H. It just starts usually with a conversation. And then from there, we map out a plan.
Thanks for sharing that, Holly. We appreciate it.
Sure, anytime.